All right, tonight we have a great study with all these Twitter files going on of how difficult it is to get to the truth. And it's a worthy process. Matt Taibbi's got part 3 right now. And this one is about Donald Trump and January 6th, okay? His main claims are that, Twitter was stinky at what it did. It had an erosion of standards leading up to January 6th, that decisions by high-ranking executives wound up violating their own policies, and there was direct interaction with the government as this was all happening. All right, but what about it is threatening to you or your interests? Not clear. This comes on the heels of Bari Weiss's thread yesterday that said Twitter was blacklisting or shadow banning certain political content. What does that mean, shadow ban? Now, they say, and this was most often by conservatives. Did that happen? Was it this nefarious? Was this what their purpose was? I'm not getting great answers, and that's not to be mean to the people doing the reporting. They can only go off what they're being shown by Twitter. Joining me now is fired Twitter senior data scientist Melissa Ingle. Melissa, thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Melissa, let's just go through this about what should matter to people. That Twitter took tweets from the president leading up to January 6th and wound up limiting their reach, effectively censoring him to a degree. Was that done, in your understanding, to disadvantage him? What was going on?
Yeah, let's be clear about what's in these Twitter files. This is corporate propaganda released by Mr. Musk with the intent purpose of contrasting his current administration with the previous content moderation policies to make his own self look good. Everything that's in these Twitter files so far has been publicly discussed. For example, by Yoel Roth, the former head of Trust and Safety, who in fact said just that. Jack Dorsey has spoken about this as well. Absolutely. Between Jan 6th and Jan 8th, Mr. Trump tweeted 140 separate violations of our policies and procedures before we ended up banning him.
So you're saying that he was saying things that you would have banned if anybody was saying them?
That's right. When an account is that big, and of course, when it's the president of the United States, we can't simply ban him using other policies and procedures that we would use for less important accounts. It becomes a political decision at that point.
Now, shadow ban, we use the term all the time, but I don't know how many of us really understand it. People use it to mean that you're censoring them. But what is it really about? The tweets are still there, right? They still go out. Some people can see them, some people can't. What does it mean?
Yeah, so this is a really interesting process. So typically, classically, a shadow ban means you're still there, but you don't show up in searches. Your tweets don't get put on the timeline. Lots of social media uses it. Twitter's policy has always been that they did not use shadow banning. And they use a little bit, I'm going to be frank, a little bit of verbal wordplay here to get around that term. If they are shadow banned, meaning they violate a policy and procedure, hate speech or abuse, for instance, their tweets still show up for their followers, but they are removed from searches. So you can see that in these screenshots by Bari Weiss that they are on these search bans. So they're still there, their followers still can see them, they just don't show up in general searches.
But it's still a kind of a censoring. Do you believe it was done with good intent, on fair principles, or was this about disadvantaging righties and trying to help lefties?
Yeah, that's a fair question. And I think anyone seeing these Twitter files might ask that. So what is going on with these large accounts that you're seeing is, again, normal policies and procedures do not apply to them. At that point, they have to be the bans have to be done by a higher level entity, usually in leadership or the Trust and Safety Council. So sometimes a compromise decision is made to limit their access rather than to ban the person altogether. But in fact, if we were treating them fairly, they would have been banned outright.
But do you think it was about, I mean, look, you were a contractor for Twitter. You were one of the people working on content moderation. Do you believe, Melissa, it was about going after or preferencing one party over another?
It absolutely was not. Our policies alert in political misinformation. So sort of the heart of a lot of things people are talking about. And we did our best to apply all of our bans universally and uniformly across the board. And in fact, Twitter released a study from October of 2021, an internal study indicating that they in fact were amplifying right-wing voices in 6 out of the 7 countries that they studied, including the US, including Canada, including the UK. So if anything, right-wing voices were being amplified.
What does that mean, amplified?
Yeah, so Twitter, this is in the Twitter home timeline. Twitter, like a lot of social media algorithms, operates on engagement. We want people to be more and more engaged with the algorithm, with the platform. So if you amplify an extreme voice, more people will see that, they'll like on it, they'll comment it, and that's basically how social media thrives.
So you're going for the provocative stuff, whether or not it's good for the dialogue or there are any kind of value judgments. You're going for wattage most of the time, and that's why a lot of these righty accounts become such big cottage enterprises on social media.
Exactly so. And that's an ongoing debate about how much is too much. And that's a fine line we were always trying to walk. One thing you see in these Twitter files is how difficult content moderation really is. You can absolutely criticize some of our decisions. I've criticized some of our decisions, but it's a really, really difficult process.
And you believe it was coming from a good place, and now it seems Elon Musk wants basically like none. And your concern is that it'll be worse than ever.
Yeah, if you look at social media sites that actually truly have none, they're sites that you've never heard of, Gab or 4chan or 8kun. They're havens for extremism, where most people don't want to go on that site because they're filled with hate speech and racism and homophobia and misogyny, anti-Semitism. That's what happens to a site with no content moderation.
Listen, I appreciate it, Melissa, because you did the job. Now, they're going to say fired. Were you fired for cause? Are you just a disgruntled former contractor who's trying to badmouth what happened there?
Sure. So first, there were half of the full-time employees were laid off. And then the next about 4,400 of 5,500 contract employees were laid off. This was not done in a sort of
So you were swept up.
That's right. That's right.
Melissa, I appreciate you. I got to believe I'm going to need you back because there are going to be more Twitter files, and I want somebody who knows how it worked from the inside. So thank you in advance.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, coming up, another concern. The power grid in North Carolina, just a few gunshots could take the lights out for days for that many. It's very easy to do, and it could lead to the deaths of a lot of people. Why and what to do about it next.